Hey you guys, time for the October challenge. So in the September challenge, you may remember that my plan was to get 10 meals. Sorry for the glare from my glasses, but I was going to try to get 10 meals in the freezer so that at a later date I could just heat them up. And I got off to a slow start because those cookbooks I got were not good. I mean, no, I returned both of them. But the recipes were not bad. It's that they just, even though they said in each one about how to freeze them, they were really not designed for being frozen. In fact, several of them, they even said like, oh, this has salmon and salmon doesn't freeze well. Well, then why is it in a book that's about freezer meals? I don't know. So anyway, but I did find two that were great. This one is Fix It and Forget It, slow cooker freezer meals. And you can see I have many more that I want to make. And this one is another one called Seriously So Good Freezer Meals. Both of them have had wonderful recipes. And I actually have, I'll link those for you in the space below this video if you're interested. But I have 11 meals in the freezer, and I'm making another recipe for enchiladas tonight that I'll have enough for us to eat dinner tonight, and then have 2 more meals put away. And so, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep doing this because they've not been hard to do at all. So, okay. Well, I'd love to hear about how your challenge went for September. So let's see. For October, I'm doing this. I ordered this thing a couple of weeks ago and haven't started it yet. It's a binder that has these study sheets for studying the Bible in a different way, kind of a deep dive, not just reading it and answering some questions, but really looking into the context and the audience it was written for, and all of this kind of stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm using the October challenge to kind of get me started. So I'm hoping to sit down with that a few days a week, 2, maybe 3 days a week. So I was trying to think of what I might suggest for you guys if you don't have an idea. One thing I would say is the freezer meal thing. That's an awesome challenge to do. And the kind of meals that you put away for later in the freezer are ones that typically are good to eat in the winter. And then, what was another? Oh, I don't know if you guys remember this, but several years ago, I did a freezer challenge where, you know how things get sort of lost in your freezer and you forget to use them. And I actually decided that I was going to see how many, like if I could go a whole week just making dinner by pulling something out of my freezer and then making it into something. And I actually ended up going almost 4 weeks. Yeah. So, but it was a great way of making sure that the things that kind of get lost in the freezer get used. So that was one idea. And also kind of in the same vein as the fact that I'm going to be kind of doing a deep dive, researchy kind of thing for my Bible reading. I was thinking that maybe there's something that you've been wanting to research, like a new skill or a vacation spot that you think maybe you want to go to, but you want to take some time to look into it. So there's some ideas. So anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys are planning to do for October and how things went for September. So I look forward, if I could talk, that would be great. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will be back toward the end of October to talk about the next one. So hope all is well. See you guys later.